Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to the Edge's Facebook page's #1 show at this particular time. 3 to 5 things we didn't have time to talk about today. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Train Like Heroes, 400 Monarch Avenue in Ajax. They're having their big August special right now, where if you go in with somebody to sign up for any membership, both of you will get those memberships for half price. What a great deal. Okay, first up, I want to talk to you about this wonderful guy by the name... Oh, wait, no. Before I get into that, listen. I know that Donald Trump yesterday, oh my God, was it amazing? Donald Trump's press conference yesterday was amazing. And one of my friends is saying, like, I'm legitimately scared. But no, to me, you know what it feels like? It feels like the Battle of the Bulge. What I'm getting at is during the end of the Second World War, there was what was known as the last flick of the dragon's tail. And it was this last big hurrah of the German army and the SS and the Nazis before their defeat was absolutely inevitable and in no way could they ever possibly win. To me, yesterday was the last flick of the dragon's tail. It's all downhill from here. You just wait and see. And I posted a blog at the Edge's Facebook page. It's from 1963. And it's JFK talking about the civil rights movement. And here's the thing. At the time, they didn't call black people. They used the term Negro. Okay? And so he uses that term because at the time that was the politically correct term to use at the time. But if that's the only thing that you get out of that video, which is like 13 minutes long, then you're completely missing the point. JFK in 1963 is more progressively minded and more forward-thinking than any president we've had since then. He says this line, and he talks about how he breaks down all like legal issues and social issues and all that. And he said that racism is not a legal issue or a social issue or a political issue. It is a moral issue because no good person can consider themselves to be moral if they are a racist. You wouldn't get a president on TV saying that now. It's absolutely amazing to watch. It's at the Edge's Facebook page. Go watch it. Now, on today, the day where McDonald's is having 67-cent burgers, let us talk about a man whose last name includes burger, Doug Bergerson. Doug Bergerson is a carpenter from Minnesota. Now, why are we talking, not Minnesota, Wisconsin. Why are we talking about Doug Bergerson? Well, because Doug Bergerson was hard at work doing carpentry stuff, and he shot himself in the chest with a nail. And then he had to get driven to hospital. And by driven to hospital, he drove himself. Hey! Jalissa, everybody! Woo! Jalissa, show Jalissa on the camera. She's the greatest music director in the city of Toronto, maybe the world, and one of the best human beings ever. And this show does not ever happen without Jalissa being here because she's the best.
I paid him to say that.
She did in 67-cent hamburgers from McDonald's. So, Doug Bergerson got shot in the chest with a nail gun from his own nail gun. Sticking out, look at that nail sticking out of his chest. Gets in his car, drives to the hospital. Okay? Here's the thing. Is him driving to the hospital with a nail in his chest safer than somebody smoking weed while driving their car? That's what I'm wondering. Like, if somebody was stoned, like let's just say you're at a party and somebody gets like stabbed and you've been smoking weed all night and you get behind the wheel and driving to the hospital, you're going to get a ticket. What about if somebody's drinking and driving? Is being shot in the chest with a nail safer than drinking alcohol and driving a car? These are the questions that I'm wondering. Because remember, there's that story about the guy who saw somebody being chased by a dude with a knife and he ran them over with his car, and now he's getting charged with like vehicular manslaughter and driving while under the influence of alcohol. He was trying to save somebody's life. So if he'd been trying to save his own life, would it have been okay? Like, I don't know, if he was drunk and confused, like, I'm going to die, I'm drunk, I better get to the hospital. Are they going to charge the guy? Is there a law about driving? Like, are you under the influence of nails if you drive to the hospital with a nail in your chest? Regardless, I think somebody somewhere is going to get a ticket. Moving on. Get some tea here for a second. Let's talk about Kim Jong Un, okay? Let's talk about Kim Jong Un. Kim Jong Un A few weeks ago, he was like the talk of the town. Kim Jong Un was everywhere, front page. People were afraid. Oh, he's going to blow up Guam. Where is Guam? I don't even know where Guam is, people were saying, but he's going to blow it up. It's probably pretty scary. I'm really scared. Oh, my God. Donald Trump saying, don't worry, Guam. It'll be great for tourism. That's literally what he said. Anyways, then over the weekend, there was the riots in Virginia, and nobody was more upset about those riots than Kim Jong Un. Because now nobody is scared of North Korea. Now they're back talking about race issues in the States and not North Korea. And Kim Jong Un is not happy about it. So he does what any level-headed person does. He gets on the juice, bud. He's juicing. He's ripping. He's going to the gym. He's doing steroids. He's getting stoked up and huge. Hashtag swole. Hashtag shredded. Hashtag leg day. Hashtag eating clean. Hashtag no days off. Hashtag rise and grind, bitches. Kim Jong Un is all over that shiz. He's going to be a beast. Hashtag beast mode. He's on steroids. That's the thing, is he's on steroids, and they're saying that has led to some of his erratic, exceedingly aggressive behavior. But I got to wonder is he on steroids and not working out? Is just getting weird looking, like the steroid jaw? I love 1980s wrestling was so bad for steroid jaw. Guys that do steroids excessively, they get like these swollen jaws. It's so comical. Like, there's a great movie, Tango and Cash, with Kurt Russell and Sylvester Stallone. And when they're in jail, there's a dude who's got, like, the worst steroid jaw you've ever seen. It's absolutely incredible. But anyways, Kim Jong-un going to have the steroid jaw pretty soon. He's kind of like the little tough guy at a bar. Like, you know the guy that, like, wants you to think he's a threat? Like, he needs you to think he's a threat, and you know that he's not. It's like if there's a strong breeze, he'll blow away. Like, he's that guy, and he's like, pay attention to me, I'm going to blow things up. Blah! No, I'm not scared. We're not scared of you, Kim Jong-un. I'm sorry. So, you know what, actually? I was talking about, like, how on September 16th, the Juggalo Nation is going to have their big march on Washington, D.C., and on the same day, there's a pro-Trump rally in Washington, D.C., both at the Washington Mall, and I'm very keen to see both groups of unwashed masses go to war with each other. I'm almost wondering if maybe somehow we can get Kim Jong-un to, like, take care of the Nazis and, like, the KKK and all that in the States. Think about this. This could be my plan, okay? Listen. We could say, Kim Jong-un, we know you want us to be scared of you. You want to have that primo spot as the number one contender in the United States and Free World Road Gallery. So what we could do is we could bring the North Korean army over and let them fight the Nazis and the KKK in the States. And then after he's done, we can go back to being like, oh my gosh, it's North Korea. And then everybody gets what they want. He gets to be the most feared guy, and all the Nazis and KKK are dead. Then everybody wins. It's just the best. It's the best thing that could possibly happen. Moving on. Do you know what airdropping is? I had no idea what airdropping was, but airdropping is a way of sharing files between iPhones that are normally too large to, like, attach to emails and things like that. And apparently, in public transit, airdropping dick pics to strangers is becoming a real problem. Guys are on, now maybe it's girls doing it as a joke and sending dick pics. We don't know. We don't know where all these dick pics are coming from. But I was reading about these women that were on the subway, and they get like an airdropped note request, and then there's no thumbnail about what they're about to see. They open the note, dong! Literally, dongs all over the place. And then, of course, they spend the time like looking around wondering, where did these dick pics come from? But matching a dick to a face is hard. Like, it's hard. Most guys' penises don't match up with their faces. It's deceptive. You don't know. I would find it, like, to quote Dave Chappelle, I'd find it difficult picking up my own penis in a lineup. Like, they all kind of, you got some balls, you got some hairs, you got some shaft. They're just, it's all there. It's a dick pic. Who does that? So, next time you get a request for an airdropped message from a stranger, don't look at it. It could be a dick. Or worst case scenario, it could be not Richard Nixon. It could be a picture of Medusa, and you will turn to stone. Oh, look at that, usual suspects. This guy's going to have, like, In my head, I want to have like a row of penises, and then you try and figure out whose was whose. But then I realized we can't do things like that on the internet. It's a wholesome place for families. Moving on. Always talking about how people are stressed out today, right? We're all stressed out. We're all stressed out all the time. Oh my God, life is so hard. Oh. And you got to wonder, like, why do we think life is so hard when reality of life for us is easier than for any other generation of humans that has ever existed? It is. Why are we so stressed out all the time? Well, it turns out that chemicals present in air pollution actually cause our brains to produce stress hormones. So even though we don't have as much to be stressed about, we are producing more stress hormones than at any other time in history because the environment is becoming so ridiculously polluted. I firmly believe that the biggest issue facing us as a species is pollution. Because without air to breathe and without food to eat and water to drink, nothing else will matter. Scarcity of resources is I'm telling you, it is on the verge of becoming a ridiculously huge problem, and we refuse to even acknowledge it. And it's not just that, like water pollution, especially dudes. Dudes' sperm counts are so low now compared to the way they used to be. I mean, it's great if you don't want to get pregnant. It's great. It's the best if you don't want to get pregnant. But my grandfather's sperm count was like 4 times what mine was. He could probably get me pregnant. That's how high his sperm count was. And now our sperm counts are falling apart because of all the chemicals that are ending up in the water, in particular plastic, and the chemicals involved as plastic breaks down that form in the water along with the acidity creates synthetic estrogen, which causes men's sperm counts to go even lower and our testosterone counts to drop dramatically. There you go. Stress, low sperm counts. We're getting stressed out about large sperm counts. As Captain Planet says, remember, the power is yours. Captain Planet, he's our hero. Gonna take pollution down to 0. He needs our powers, something combined. He's fighting on the planet side. Okay. I got the best news today. Stan Lee said, and I quote, the one character he is desperate to get back into the Marvel Cinematic Universe is the Silver Mother-lovin' Surfer. I love the Silver Surfer. He was in the absolutely atrocious Fantastic Four sequel, Rise of the Silver Surfer. Now, here's the thing. I love everybody that's in that movie. I love Jessica Alba. I love Chris Evans, even though he went on to become Captain America, and I think he's great as Captain America. I love Ben Chiklis, the commish, as Ben Grimm. Michael Chiklis, not Ben Chiklis, yeah. And I absolutely love Ewan Guthrie, who played Mr. Fantastic in that movie, Reed Richards. I love him because he was in Horatio Hornblower, which is an amazing series of movies on A&E. Stop Rolling Your Eyes at Me. It's really great, okay? It was really good. Trust me, Horatio Hornblower. But I love the Silver Surfer. I absolutely love the Silver Surfer as a character. And then in the end of the movie, they make Galactus a cloud, and it's absolutely stupid and ridiculous. Let me explain a little bit about the Silver Surfer to you. Okay, Silver Surfer, that's him right there. His name is Norrin Radd, and he was the Herald of Galactus for millennia, okay? Now, what does that mean exactly? Well, a long, long time ago, thousands of years ago, this guy, Galactus, the devourer of worlds, the being that transcended the universe in the universe before this universe existed. It's a kind of a confusing origin story, but trust me, it makes sense. Galactus consumes worlds whole. He hungers. I hunger. That's what he always says. And he requires a herald to go out into the galaxy and find planets that are suitable for him to consume. Now, before he had a herald, he just did all this himself, and he would wander the star systems for like hundreds of years before he found the right planet to eat. Then he would eat the planet, and he'd move along. He comes to this planet called Zenla, and Zenla has this guy named Norrin Radd, and he says, no, don't eat my planet. If you don't eat my planet, I will travel the galaxy and find you other planets to consume to save my own, in return for the protection of my world and my people, because he was in love with this woman named Shalaba, and trust me, it all makes sense because it's comics, and I realize when I say it out loud it sounds ridiculous, but it's really cool. And so the Silver Surfer ends up being imbued with the power cosmic, and he travels the galaxy, and he finds plans for Galactus to eat. And then, in the 1960s, he arrives at this wonderful little blue planet called Earth, and he encounters the Fantastic Four, and he encounters Reed Richards, and they have all these conversations about the mortality of planets and all that stuff. And in the end, the Surfer realizes that he has been doing wrong. And this is what I love about the Silver Surfer. This is what I love, is because the whole idea with him is that he is seeking redemption. And he has been around for so long, he sees the futility in all the things that we do, and about how if you destroy one dictator, they just end up getting replaced with another. But he constantly has hope for the benefit of mankind, and he tries to do well, and he tries to make up for all the atrocities that he's responsible for. And that's why I love him so much as a character, is because he's got such depth. And Stan Lee always says he's the most philosophically inclined character that I've ever worked on, and I think that he would be an absolutely perfect fit in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I agree, because they're going into the big Infinity Gauntlet storyline with the Infinity War. They had that little leaked trailer. We posted it on the Edge's Facebook page a little while ago. Really amazing. Definitely should be watching it. But that's all based on the Infinity Gauntlet series from Jim Starlin and Marvel back in the early 90s. And the Silver Surfer and Adam Warlock, who we know is coming, and Doctor Strange all play huge roles in that. And so I'm kind of hopeful that like little blurb from Stan Lee at this particular time might just be an indicator that the Silver Surfer might be coming back into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I'm still, honestly, I know I shouldn't be holding out hope for this, but I am. I'm still kind of holding out hope that in Thor Ragnarok, we're going to get some Silver Surfer-esque Easter eggs, because that movie is totally leaning heavy on Planet Hulk. And the Silver Surfer and the Hulk just duke it out pretty crazy in that book. And it's awesome because the Silver Surfer is one of the few characters in the Marvel Universe that can go toe-to-toe with the Hulk and have it walk away and be a draw. So it's amazing. I'm just hopeful. I'm hopeful that we'll get the Silver Surfer in there. By the way, if you come to Fan Expo, in particular on the Sunday, I'll be doing some work with Disney to promote the amazing Thor Ragnarok. And there might just be a really cool director who's got a very close relationship with Flight of the Conchords, who also did a great movie called What We Do in the Shadows and Hunt for the Wilder People. Might be hanging out with that guy. I don't know. You'll have to come to Fan Expo to see.